この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Episode 23 and probably 24, because we're probably going to finish it off today. It's been a little while. A week, actually. Thanks for your patience. I needed the time. It's a weird thing. Mushoku Tensei keeps invading my life. It feels so strange to be going through my day-to-day existence and finding things that just feel like Rudius's story are pieces of Rudius's story are drifting between worlds into this one. It's weird. First, it was the nuances around Sylphie and my own interactions in relationship in ways that are so strange and similar. So strange. And now it's something new. All throughout, it's been quite a journey. It was this way in the last season, too. In the first season. My own, growth along with Mushoku, and then the falling apart toward the end, felt like it mirrored Rudy in a really powerful way. A way that's, scary, because it feels somewhat out of my control. Feels that way with a lot of shows. Feels like I live these shows in a way that scares me sometimes. It felt that way with Cyberpunk Edgerunners in particular. But that's sort of the nature of trigger shows, eh? Some of them, at least. Here in Mushoku, there's so much about the journey. There's so much about Rudy's life that mirrors reality. It's meant to. It should be no surprise that the experiences Rudy has will be relatable to experiences that we have in our real lives. It's why it's so damn impactful. And yet, though it should be no surprise, it still continues to be. I'm dancing around the thing. Let me stop dancing around it so that you can understand a little bit. Last time on Mushoku Tensei, last couple of times, we went off on a distant journey to a different place, seeking out reconnection, and reunited with our father, our one in-contact parent. Reunited, went down dungeon delving with him, fighting alongside him, shoulder to shoulder, got some powerful advice, and sort of saw eye to eye for the first time a little bit. Got seen a little bit as a man. And then, in a split second, split. Pa-ool is the joke, / across. And suddenly, that father who you've just refound is gone. Torn away. And torn away brutally in a way that isn't expressed in the anime as well. Because people have told me about that. That they burn him to prevent him from rising. That they crush his bones to prevent him from rising as a skeleton. That they can take nothing back. That they just have to exist in that torment and then walk back silently. Rudy is in shock. There's no computing this for now. There's no way to frame it or reframe it or look at it or exist. You just have to be for a little bit. Let the shock happen. Let the process occur. And that's how I felt to a much lesser extent this past week. I felt in shock in a few ways. Some of them minor, some of them smaller. Actually, the show itself was a bit shocking, a bit hard to experience, but I don't usually have much of a problem with that. Free Ren ended, and that rocked me a little bit, because it left me in a space of not knowing where to go from there. And wanting to figure out where to go from there with polls and stuff, and wanting the time to take to figure that out. But the week after that Mushoku episode, last weekend, on Sunday, when I was planning to record on Monday, I was out around town with my lovely partner, my Sylphie. They were on a scooter and I was on my unicycle, my wheel. And we had just a couple of things that we were doing. We went to a Goodwill, shopped around, we went to a little pastry shop and got some snacks. We were going to go to a cool, like, multi-ethnic import market that sells good food and see if we could scrounge up something that we wanted to cook for dinner. So we were standing on the street corner waiting for the light to change and for the walk sign. I look up the street. Hey, that truck looks like my dad's truck. Hey, that guy in the seat looks like my dad. Oh, hey, that's my dad. So I turned to my partner. I said, that's my dad. I'm standing on the street corner wearing a full face helmet. Invisible. Invisible. I haven't seen him in well over 6 years. No contact. But he drove up to the street corner, looking around, drove by. As he drove away, I sort of waved, like, stunned a little bit, shocked a little bit. Last year during winter, I got scared that he had died. Went over to the house and kind of half broke in. Walked around to see if there were any signs of him. And saw that he had been there and had been working on things and was alive probably, but that put me at ease a little. And that was sparked by Mushoku as well. In some real ways. But this, to actually see him, and then all of the things that aren't accomplished by that get left unsaid, undone, unknown, because we didn't see each other, because it was one-sided, because it was incomplete and partial. It feels like a shock, a reunion, but a weird one that doesn't fit, and then a loss again. Back to nothing. Like, like seeing someone behind glass, or on film far, far away, untouchable, unreachable, and they're there now, and, like, something about that being so close makes it feel like you could have reached out even though I couldn't have. So, I'm not really going anywhere with this, to be clear. I don't have somewhere to go with it. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to fix this situation. I don't know how to exist post-shock. I don't know how to move forward exactly. And so, this past week has felt a lot like Rudy in the bed at the end of the last season. In a malaise, unable to go and do things. I'm not in the same sort of depression that Rudy was in. I haven't been rocked quite that way. I've gotten rocked in a different way. In a confusion sort of way. And it's not grief or loss in the same way that Rudy's experiencing now either. It's something else. It's its own thing. But starting last week with Mushoku Tensei, the day after that, I couldn't do. And then the day after was like, do I do Mushoku Tensei? Do I do ReZero? I couldn't do anything. I just froze. I felt myself freezing. And so I contacted people, made the community post on YouTube, and mentioned to my Discord that I was feeling really weird. And I took last week off. I haven't taken time off like that, ever. Over the course of the channel, there have been 2 periods of time off. That one, a week. And about a year ago, a month. When my channel went down because of copyright, I was confused and terrified and watching moles proliferate on my skin and thought that I was going to die of skin cancer. Foolish now, but not very foolish then. And I had crushed my rib cage and was unable to breathe effectively. Was in layered chaos, had no idea what to do, totally rocked physically and emotionally and psychologically and mentally. And couldn't upload because the channel was gone. Took a month off. Before that, it was about 5 years with scattered days of missed recordings. Not the most consistent thing in the entire world, no way, but no vacations, no breaks. 5 days a week, every week. And before that, 7 days a week. And before that, 14 shows a week, 2 a day, every day. For years. So it felt like it all caught up to me a little bit. And so I took the break. When I take those scattered days off, those don't feel like rest. They feel like requirements. It's like the engine stopped running and now we're in the body shop for a day. It's not like intentional rest to let things cool off. This week felt like rest. By the end of it, at least. But it took a long time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday didn't feel like rest. Felt like chaos and hell. On Thursday night, I was finally able to draw. And I'm not going to draw a new drawing for today. That's the moment. It's the scene. The crosswalk. The truck. The shape of a figure in the driver's seat, who I can't really even see. And interestingly enough, my partner standing there with me. They were there, but they weren't in my line of sight when I saw this scene. They were there, but they weren't in my line of sight. They weren't actually in the scene. It means a lot to me that they make it into my drawing, into my dream representation of this. It means that I've been alone for so long. And I've been grappling with struggles with the world, with reality, and with my family alone for so long. I can share them with y'all, and I do and I have very openly, but it's not the same as having someone to stand there with you. It's a powerful thing to have support like that. And Rudy has that too. He has someone to come back to. It's different than it was before. It's different than it's been before. For him and for me. I came to just the barest bit of being able to process this by Thursday. And for the days in between then and now, I've been able to breathe and relax. And that's all I've been doing. I've been taking my time. I've been giving myself grace and space. And there's something that I want to talk about that. Often on this channel, I'm pretty gung-ho and motivational. Pretty fight through it, push through, break through the heavens. Become the one who rewrites reality. Act like you're a part of your own story, your own shonen protagonist journey. And I 100% believe all of that. It is the way that I live my life. But as I've grown, and I've aged, and I've learned, and in the wake of some struggles that I had last year in particular, I've learned that gung-ho attitude has to be counterbalanced by the recognition that you're finite, that you're not a god, not invincible, not able to spring back from everything immediately, not going to be as capable as you want yourself to be, as your dreams might be. And so you have to be careful. You have to take time. You have to give yourself grace and space and recognize that you're small and weak and finite. Because if you only view yourself as hero and strong and powerful and all of these things, when you fail, inevitably it'll feel like a betrayal of yourself. And it's not. The thing you are is a thing that rebuilds. The thing you are is a thing that gets stronger after being broken. A Super Saiyan. Yeah? A Super Saiyan, yeah? But that doesn't mean that you don't get beaten down. It doesn't mean that you don't need time to rest and recover. You will come back stronger, but you have to take the time. The grind set doesn't work. It just churns you up and grinds you into dust. The totally gung-ho attitude that we see in some of our heroes, in some of our shows. We see it a lot in ReZero recently. As Subaru, another character, gets crushed by reality and faces it down by going, I'ma just keep going! It lasts for a little while, but we all know that it's not sustainable, right? The same is true for me and for the work and for the advice that I try to give and come to. There are two things about that. One is that the grace and the time is needed. It's not all 100% pedal to the metal all the time. You take the time to rest and you take the time in the auto shop in order to be able to run at full speed and to do amazingly. I forgot the other. The other is hard to navigate. The other piece that I want to mention. It's hard to navigate, but it centers around the ideas around the word hypocrisy. I don't think that the belief that we as people are strong and resilient and capable of working up to facing our struggles, fighting our dragons, answering our difficulties, facing them down, I don't think that that set of beliefs is in any way undercut by the set of beliefs that we need to take time, that you can step away from things that cause you pain, that you can avoid your traumas in order to function in the present. They're not incompatible thoughts, even though they seem like they might be, because one of them says, face down your traumas and go back toward them. And the other says, stay away from your traumas because they're just going to hurt you more. But they can be incorporated. There's a synthesis possible between them, which is when something hurts you, take your space from it, and then figure out how you can rearrange your reality to reincorporate it if you want to. Figure out your boundaries around it. Find out how you can interact with that part of reality if you have to in a safe way. That kind of care towards struggle in your own life is the thing that makes you resilient, I think. It's not ignoring your own symptoms and signals and barreling through the thing. I've done plenty of that, and it doesn't work out super well. What does work is taking yourself seriously. Trauma is a real force. Damage is real. Pain is real. They're not things to be dismissed in yourself. And I think that a lot of us have a psychological tendency to expect more strength from ourselves than that. And what we don't recognize, what we actually cut out from underneath ourselves, is that our strength comes very much with time, with the ability to process things. We look at strength as getting knocked down and being able to get right back up again, but what about the strength of being able to sit there on the floor and take a second and breathe and regather yourself before you get back up? That's strength too, isn't it? To recognize that you're rocked and to take the moment that you need to figure it out. That's the different kind of strength and a more mature kind, I think. And it's the kind that I want to embody and express. So for Rudius, watching his dad die, he shouldn't bounce back from that. He should take the time that he needs and lean on the supports that he has and experience the emotions that he's going to experience. And one day he will be able to wake up in the morning and feel like a full person again. But to expect that it'll be immediate would be to push down and ignore the reality of the pain that he's experienced. And the same has gone for me for this past week. On a much smaller scale, yeah, and that's fine. It's worth recognizing that I'm not just being weak and stupid by taking some time off to, reorganize my mind around a simple re-seeing of a person. It's like a silly thing, it feels like. And it feels silly and like and like weak to need that time. But I need the time. And it's not silly. And it's not weak. So I hope that what that can impart to you, maybe, is that it's worthwhile and good and right to give yourself space and grace and compassion, because your pain and difficulty and struggle is real. It's not fictional. It's not fake. And the attitude that I present so often of like, you gotta fight fucking dragons. You gotta get back on the horse, right? If you spend your time wallowing in bed, it's just gonna kill you longer, is true. And so is the statement, sometimes you need to just lay in bed for a day and just like not let your brain figure shit out for a little while. Sometimes some stuff's gonna go bad in your life and you need to just... And that's fair. And it's fine. And it's good too. It's a part of being. So I haven't figured my shit out. And I know that probably I'm not going to be able to until I watch these episodes. That's the nature of the thing. This show is what brought me to this place in incorporation with my real life. It's going to be returning to the show where I'll find answers, if there are answers to be found. And so, with much ado about little, we move our way in to episode 23 of Mushoku Tensei Season 2. Thank you for joining me for it. We're going to finish off this season today. I'm excited and a little bit scared. I have episode 23 of Mushoku Tensei Season 2 up and ready to go. It's sitting at 0 seconds. I'm looking at a clock. We'll see how we go from here. Thanks again for joining me on this whole journey. It's been a hell of a ride. Weird season, but a powerful one. And the way that it wraps here in these episodes might make it kind of transcendent. So, let's go ahead and watch and see what we can glean from this show that has given us so much. So much. Got the episode up. 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, early access on Patreon, which won't be for Mushoku, but will be for a poll for what replaces Mushoku in the near future, I think. I also think that the schedule is going to get flipped up, turned upside down. I'm going to take ReZero and put it on Monday. I'm going to take silly, goofy stuff and put it on Tuesday, so that Teehee Tuesday is back to being Teehee Tuesday. And I'm going to put whatever replaces Free Ren, or I'm going to put, I guess, whatever replaces Mushoku, sort of. Mushoku Free Ren, whatever's in that zone. The next show, the next, like, good big show that we watch will be on Wednesday. So it'll be ReZero, Teehee, Wednesday big show, Throwback Thursday, Friday fight show. Does that make sense? So then it's Mental Monday, Teehee Tuesday, Worldly Wednesday, Throwback Thursday, and Fight to Friday, and we're alliterative, and I fucking love it. Let's go. For now, let's finish off Mushoku. I'm so not ready to get whomped by this show again. The last time that we ended a season, it like practically killed me, so here we go. Thanks for joining me. Much love. PiP timer. I was gonna say, is that a modern clock? Oof. Hi, Earthius. And never will. That was the thing at the end. Damn. Is he holding sword? Why save me? Wow. So did you, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a bond you can't run away from, isn't it? Fuck. No, P? Hi, Roxy. I don't know if we have time for yow boing boing a horny bonk here, y'all. I don't have the vibe. Hey, I'm trying to be dead here, dude. I think that's why she's doing it, love. Oh, he just feels guilty for not being able to. And she feels like she's helpless and can't do anything. Oh, she came in! No? No? Oh god, we're mirroring scenes. Oh. Mirror. But it doesn't feel like you can connect like that. Hmm. 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 Regret. Whoa. The same as ever. He thinks he hasn't changed since Earthius. Oh, but he has so much. Bonk! You want him to be actually a second family? I feel so bad making silly, stupid, horny jokes during this. Now I feel less bad. She's really going for Damn. Ah! Oisho! 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 Maybe I should have been horny bonking. Holy shit, we're in it. That's bad, yo. That's good, yo. Yow. She doesn't know. She doesn't... She doesn't know. Oh, she doesn't know. Oh shit, we are going that direction with this. We gonna fade to black? We gonna fuck? We just fucked. Are you joke? Rudy, that's bad. I'm into it. Two swords, whole thing. I'm super into it. That's bad, bro. Instant regret, bro. What a weird dream. I think I banged my god. I mean, in some ways. But also... Yeah, like your wife! Vibe. Thanks for the nasty makeup sex. Let's go. Oh my fuck. Literal. Oh my fucking god. Hi. Cause Alina Elise knows. I mean, Alina Lee's not gonna judge, but might inform her that, hey, bro, he's married. Oh god, and Zenitsu is still and going to be. Wow, the tear stains under her eyes. That little subtlety from Lilia is amazing. That hurts a lot. Look at that. Look at that. Raw and red. Except the lack of mind. Another child in the house. Ah. Brutal. Oh. You have your own family. Mm-hmm. So we travel back across the desert. Like a funeral procession again. Rough. More than a little Roxy carries him, yeah. And time passes. The flow continues. And it will right up until the moment when those two women have to see each other. Right? Like that's... Yeah, and she's holding his arm. That's where this is going. That's two in the bag. That's all three, actually, in the bag, baby. Because there's a redhead out there somewhere. Oh, this is familiar. All we need is a Ruijerd. Yup. Yup. Two swords. They both have their own purposes and their own sheaths. ¿Por qué no los dos? ¿Por qué no los dos? You did, though, man. I think you already did. Oh, fuck you. There we go. I think Alina Elise told her. Uh-huh. She knows. Ah, it's so cool. Because you needed the pussy. And she needed you, dude. That's the flip side, isn't it? Ah, he wants you so much. That's too fucking cute. No, actually, though. I'm just replacing your left hand. That's so stupid. That's so funny. I'm so sorry for joking about it in such a goofy way. Dude, I think she getting paid with the dick. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Aw. Sorry for being raunchy. What? You doingus. Fuck. Oh, that's not first sight, but oh. 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 Knew it. Yeah, because it was all gooped. She was leaking down her socks, man. Her brain was leaking down her legs. Holy shit. She's known him for so long. The support, the love, it's genuine and real. Yes, you just wanted to take advantage. Damn, bro. We got the home wife and we got the adventure wife. Fuck. Ah! Fuck. This is so cute. She blames herself for it. Say it anyway, you doingus. Say it anyway, you dingus. What you want? Damn. I mean, who doesn't want a top tier, awesome, super cute, very very effective, high end mage as fuck side bitch? Like, everybody wants that. Who loves you and wants to support you, and respects your actual relationship in a way. What the fuck? It's crazy. Poly power. God, I hope we don't run into fucking Orsted here. Or some other shoe dropping with this whole segment. I would really hate that shit. Yes. You gonna preach to me? Uh-huh. Weird. Puritanical. Lame. Alright, imagine. Ah! Shing! Shing! Let's go! Hey man, you got multiple fingers for reasons. Yeah, she's killing herself. Yeah, she's destroying herself to be with you for this one moment. That's so sick, Alina Lise. Fucking compersion. Pound town? Sorry. The only people who tell you you can't are the followers of Millis, so do it. Yeah, so selfish that you want... Wait. So selfish that you want to provide yourself to other people? That's not selfish. That's the part that's hard. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Actually, it became better. Significantly so. Idiot. No, it became better. It's like a little village. Mm-hmm. But in different ways. Uh-huh. Somebody's starting a polycule. Holy shit. I actually don't think she will. Weirdly. I definitely don't think she does, actually. It'll take a lot of pressure off of both of them. Such a weird thing. Hey man, it's worth giving it a shot. You just gotta communicate. They won't know unless you communicate. You just gotta communicate, man. Huh? Huh? Hey Roxy, would you marry me? Yeah, she's listening. Like... Hello? You wanna be with me forever and ever and ever? Have babies and stuff? Hi. Ah. We got a big house, though. Got a big house, though. It's got lots of rooms. Yeah, he's not getting it out at all. It's so fumbled. I want you to have my name as well. And also, yes. Yes, say the thing, dude. Fucking say the thing. Hi. Ah. She didn't even think it was possible. Not even a little bit. Whoa. Blink, blink. Hey, don't you dare. Don't you fuck us up. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. But still need to ask you first. If she says yes, then you better get on that, bud. little bow. Fuck. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy shit, Rudy. Rudy is rolling in it now. So that's the whole of this episode, was that. And the sun comes up. And he can connect. Huh. What do you know? Been trying to run away from you this whole time, huh? Oh, shit, dude. Vibes. I'm into it. I mean, just vibes. I'm into it. It's wild. Wild how mirrored I feel. Like, I feel called out. Ah! Nexto, lasto will be... Eris? That would be crazy. Because I'm thinking of, like, power succession. But maybe it'll focus on kids. Maybe that's what it'll be about. We return montage forward and move toward having a child. Like, to mirror Paul leaves the world and a child is born into it. Starting the season with the birth of a new... or ending the season with the birth of a child would make so much sense. This is spectacular. This is a hell of an episode, emotionally and romantically. I think it's also really well executed and put together. We're not going to spend the most ever time talking about it because I'm going to get to the end. And we'll talk about it then. But there are some beats that we have to cover. Some things that are just extraordinarily powerful about Mushoku. And a lot of it comes to, like, utilizing things that have been well established and set up in our framework for the show already and using them really effectively, as opposed to bringing in new stuff. That's what a lot of this episode feels like. It feels like relying on touchstones that have already been established. Rudy in the past is one of those touchstones. That truth, what was I doing? I was actually sad. And we finally hit this moment where the first decision that we see Earthius really make, that, like, not going to the funeral, which gets him kicked out, he finally sort of, like, is able to face it. Here at the end of season 2, he's finally able to see himself a little bit. And it took growing up to the age that he is and watching his own real father really die again in order to recognize his regrets and to see them again, to feel those same regrets horrifyingly. And that's what hurts so much for him, is that it feels like he hasn't changed. We can sit here and recognize that everything about Rudius's way of being has changed. But this one example hits him so hard. So hard. And then, poetically, in the wake of it, what is it that saves him? It's the same thing that he looked down on his father for. It's being and coping in that same way. In women, in support, in love. A thing that he looked at and was pretty condescending toward, pretty dismissive of, now finds great comfort in. Now is the thing that tethers him. and it has a different color and a different tone. In a real sense, Rudy is carrying his father's swords now. So there's nothing that particularly stands out to me about the grief here. It's just well done grief. Denial, survivor's guilt, the works. Survivor's guilt in a big way. I'm not even his son. Why would you sacrifice yourself for me? But he was my father. So Roxy enters and it's a mirror of Eris early. Early Eris. The same bed, the same angle, the same sitting position. Here with the hands. It's a mirror, but it's flipped, it's reversed. It's Roxy on top. She does take this in her own hands. And she does it knowingly and intentionally. And takes all the blame of it on herself intentionally, knowing that he has a relationship. She still does it. In a modern world with modern sensibilities, Roxy would be like home wrecking here. I could imagine that a lot of reactors would be really against Roxy for this, and against Rudy for it. But the comfort of touch and contact and sex makes a lot of sense here. And the way that it fits for Roxy's own desires and needs fits here really well. It's only under the framework of imposed monogamy that it makes it ends up being wrong bad. Like if Rudy and Sylphie have a relationship that is promised exclusive, it's wrong bad, it's lying, it's betrayal. If they don't, it's not. Unless that's the inference or the implication or the unspoken belief. Otherwise, where is the wrong in it? It's a much harder question to answer than just saying because God said so. Something that I've been grappling with. The relationship that I'm engaged in is a poly one. Now, functionally, it has not been because neither of us have found anybody else that we're interested in. But in the event that it became one, it would become one. That's very interesting to me, and I'm not sure how I'll deal with that or how I'll do. But it feels a lot more reasonable to me now than it did a little while ago. And I find myself not having immediate emotional responses, rejection responses to things like the idea that you could love multiple people. Seeing it in Rudy, I can believe it. And seeing it in myself, I can believe it too. Of course he could love Sylphie and he could love Roxy. He has already, and for so long, and in such different ways. Paul's little two swords idea fits that pretty perfectly, doesn't it? It's very exciting, very powerful to see this expressed in this show. I think it's going to be very useful for me moving forward in a way that I can't compute yet. As we move forward in the episode, some things that I note. Framing. The sword dominates frames over and over. That sword looms in frame and takes over. And then faces. Rudy being torn apart and gaunt. These cheekbone lines. Like he's not eating, not drinking water, not sleeping. She is all over him. I've toughened up. And then she pulls him back and onto the bed. She makes a move. Leave everything to me. We wake up in the morning with a little more light in our face. Not a lot, but a little. And Rudy finds himself confused again, uncertain, and is embraced by warmth and kindness, compassion and love. Intentional as well. Not a mistake, not an accident. A loving person really loving you. What a powerful thing. What a powerful thing. Something that I've only experienced recently. It's amazing what the embrace of someone who cares about you does for you. It's amazing. It makes me relate deeply to these scenes. I love the little montage. We montage and music starts kicking in. It starts to pick up as the montage goes forward. It feels like suddenly we've hit a moment where like we're in the world again. It feels like up until that moment, that night where Roxy and Rudy sleep together, we're not awake or alive, like we're just in a haze. And then once we're actually journeying, it's like real a little bit. And then here comes this conversation. The love, the genuineness. And then talking it through. Self-blame, self-hatred. But the truth is that she loves you and you love her. And so, this last night, Elise, elder, wiser, steps in and calls it out. What do you want with Roxy? Well, I want her to be happy. And I'd like to make both of them happy, but... And then the phrase is, how selfish could I be? I'd like to make both of them happy. How selfish can I be? Wait, those actually don't compute with each other, do they? It would make sense if it was, I want both of them to make me happy all the time. Fuck yeah. That's not what he says. What he recognizes and simultaneously can't recognize is that his presence in each of their lives is a good thing for them. Now, their presence in his life is a good thing for him too. That doesn't make you selfish. Not when your actual outset goal is to make both of them happy. How selfish. Now, it might be selfish to take upon yourself that kind of responsibility. Be like, I'm the kind of person who can make multiple women happy. How cool of me. But that's not where he's at. Now I want another woman too. He's just running through his own preconceptions. Like, how wrong of me to want another woman. Yeah, but wait, why do you? Is it because you want Roxy? Not quite. Not quite. It's because it's mutual and good and it feels right and it, like, benefits both of you. Is it because I don't want to be like Paul? And now I want to do the same thing that he did? Yes. But was what Paul did actually scumbaggy? Maybe. But maybe only under the framework of a particular religious set of ideas. Maybe we should give it a shot. And so Elise steps away and allows that shot to happen. The moment when Roxy actually realizes it. Huh? And then her eyes sparkle. Wah-ba-ba. Fuck. But hey, don't you need her approval? Yes. So then let's get on that, bud. Doesn't it feel like it should tear everything apart? Like Paul dying should make the adventuring party explode and Elise hate everyone and Tall Hand freak the fuck out and everything explode. And instead it brings everyone together. Rudy comes to respect and have closure with some elements of his father that he could never really see because he couldn't really relate to them properly. Connects in a way that was inconceivable with Roxy. In a way that, even though it should be fracturing and shattering on its own, will probably actually strengthen both of them and the other relationships that they're in. What a strange thing it is that a tragedy can catapult us into growth. That getting shocked by something, or rocked by something, or mixed up, or discombobulated, or shaken by the universe, by reality, can cause us to rebuild. It's exactly it, isn't it? It's a balance. Take the time to recover. Seek the support that you need. Find the love and the compassion and the help and the care. Give it to yourself if there isn't someone else to give it to you, but get it from someone else if they can. Take that time and grow stronger after your injuries. Super Saiyan on the inside. So now we return home having lost something, but having gained so much more. What will be waiting for us? And how will that go? I'm about to find out because we're about to watch the next episode. See you in a sec. Peace. Okay, it's episode 24. It's the finale. Lasto. We return home. With our mission accomplished, but much lost, much sacrificed, and much unexpected gained. Let's see how it all shakes out in episode 24 of season 2 of Mushoku Tensei. Thanks so much for joining me. Beep beep timer. Here we are. Hey. Uh. Oh. Is the timing? Feel like you're gonna miss the baby? Maybe it won't be a big regret. Maybe it won't be a big regret. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe Norn and Aisha will have done really good. It's pretty empty and cool. Fine. Seems pretty empty. Maybe they're off somewhere? Maybe they're just big chilling somewhere doing something cool? Ooh, that's pretty empty. What is wrong in my house? Maybe they're at the hospital. Yo, panic attack, not the time, not the time. Let's maybe figure it out, see if there's a note. It's not. It's not. Masaka Sona. Hi. What's up? Where's everybody? You're a little hurt, bro. Big chillin', sleepy eepy, probably. Oh, she's just walking around gathering firewood and being pregnant. And having long hair. Fuck. Waifu! Ah! Ah! It's all good, dude. Chill the fuck out. So I wonder what the regret is. Was it just... Was he fucking with you? Was he took on my fucking with you? Maybe hug your baby in the belly. Yeah, hug your wife real good, please. Let's go. Hi, Roxy. Well, time for us to have ourselves a talk. Or 4. Awkward. Oh, the Paul thing. We were waiting to say everything, huh? Hi, Norn. Where's the one? Mom. And Don't ask. Shiboshita. Mm-hmm. Of course it hits Norn the hardest. Fuck. Fuck. Just ashes and swords. Yeah, horror, man. Absolute fucking horror. Ah, yes, please pile the blame on me. More blame. More blame. Yes, on my shoulders. Tried real hard, man. Maybe give it some time, dude. Fuck. It was a Hydra, y'all. Yep, vegetable. Hell yeah, I did. Oh, Norn! She's come so far! Oh. Extremely rough. But at least closure closes. Ah. Let's go, Norn. Also, do you need a sword fighter to learn from? We got a Ghislaine and an Eris. Uh-huh. It passes on its successes. Succession, succession. Oh. He learns and he teaches, even if he doesn't even recognize it. No, it's too good. Yeah, she can't even lift it, but she will one day. God, she's gonna be such a badass. Oh, don't get too excited by that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it'll be too bad, yo. No, they're all yours. I wonder what that is about. Shouldn't hold back on Mara account? Huh? What's up? Oh, to see your mom! Fucking say hi, and, like, yeah, you haven't seen your mom in, like, a year. Shit, dude. Also, your dad is dead. You've been holding it together real good, Aisha. Fuck. So hard because Aisha's so, like, mature to remember that she's still a fucking child. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Man, we are going to end on a really peaceful note. Yeah. Rub, rub. Getting hungry. Rub, rub. So silly. Fuck. That's much harder. Much harder. Thank you, Elise. Really greatly appreciate that. Don't worry about the weird news you're about to get. For sure, it's fine. Oh shit. Here we go. Time to have a conversation. We still haven't had a conversation. Damn right you do. She's also wearing the blue earrings, which is really interesting. Yeah, it's about that. You vibing? Alright, I want another wife. I promise it has nothing to do with not wanting you enough. Holy shit, we're gonna have the kids in here for this? Are you sure? You sure about that? Maybe you shouldn't have. uh, I don't know, man. That's a hard sell, bro. Oh shit. This could go really bad or really good. Ah, hey, Norn, you had a dad, bro. But then, wouldn't she just want to have him home and safe and well? But now... It was after, bro. It was really bad. True. I really don't like that Norn is taking over this conversation. Like, she's not the core of this. Ah, it's Milius. The fuck is wrong? Should not have had this conversation with Norn here. Shut the fuck up. Roxy's old as shit. No, you. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Way over the line. And Sylvie still hasn't gotten to speak. No, you, Norn. Damn. You shouldn't have had Norn and Aisha in here, bro. Let Sylvie speak. Sylvie needs to speak, man. You still haven't looked at Sylvie, the person that you love and care about. Thank you. You married that woman, dude. Don't you have trust for her? Shut the fuck up, Norn. You're ruining some relationships, you bitch. Yeah, you're being a stupid little bitch. No, you're being a stupid little bitch. It's not alright. Yeah, you wanted him. Mm-hmm. After all. Yeah, after all, I love him too, and I'm a horny monster. Yeah, Sylvie's a real one. Sylvie's a real one. This is why Norn shouldn't have been here. Fucking hell. Eh? Fucking hell. I love Sylvie so much. I love Sylvie so much. All she has is compersion. Do y'all know what compersion is? Fucking hell. Yeah, it's all good. She doesn't mind. She's poly, dude. Good stuff. Dude, Sylvie's, like, visual alteration, her haircut change and facial changes are so interesting. She's grown up so much. She's glowing. She's glowing. We can be fucking friends! Best solution. Best solution, let's go. I love her. I love her. Sylvie, you're too good for this. Fuck. Makes me feel so lucky. Can I be real? It makes me feel so lucky because I know that my partner would act that way. It's crazy. It's crazy. It is inconceivable to me, just as it is to Rudy. Wow. That's fine. That's fine, Norn. You don't have to. Keep your puritanical bullshit over there. Let us all fuck. Ah. Yeah, your own dad, dude. Yeah, but beep 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 beep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just a stupid idiot. It's fine. It's cute, 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 cute. Succession. Fuck. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's gonna wait until the baby's born? That's a cool move. Oh, it all so fucking worked out. And for now, you're just a side bitch. Hmm. This is such a wild turn of events. Like, how did we end up here? One step at a time, right? We are montaging forward to here. Holy shit, we've got 5 minutes left. What we got? It's a little Rudy you like. That's your baby, dude. Succession. It's where we started. You in Paul's arms, it's where we end. Another in yours, huh? It's where we started. Another birth, another life, another chance. Another someone to try. Ah. The grave. Some booze. Mm-hmm. What were you protecting? It shouldn't have been me, he said at the beginning. Okay. Yeah. See? That's so cute. See? Fuck. Yeah, but he was just fumbling himself, man. Oh, he's finally getting to actually commune with him, too. Uh-huh. Wow, the wine? The symbol. Oh, man. Got a goal. Absolutely. Yeah, and there are gonna be more times in that... There are gonna be more times in that bed, in that room, in that pit. It doesn't stop being a struggle. It doesn't stop being a struggle. It just keeps going. I'll try. Spring is springing. No. And trying. Hmm. Hmm. What are our next 20 seconds, y'all? Thank you for watching. We know. Come on, no surprise there. They're gonna make more. What a shock. What a shock. Shit, that was a good fucking rap. Shit, that was a good fucking rap. And a simple one, too. All of the weight of it comes from nuance to me. This fear and this moment of rushing back gives us so much tension at the beginning that wasn't there before. The dark home, the emptiness, reminds me of some ReZero moments. The chaos as they recognize all the things that have gone down. And then Sylphie being okay. I love I'm not sure exactly what the pieces are that they've done with her character design. The hair is different and longer and not as up. She looks a little bit fuller, like a little chubbier. Maybe, I'm not sure, but like a little fuller. Somehow they've managed to capture a real world circumstance, which is that women, when they're pregnant, very often like look very radiant and pretty. It's called glowing and stuff. But it's hormones and health and honestly doing pretty well. She looks so great. And then the lapis or blue earrings have this strange mirroring to Roxy. It's like yin yang a little bit. I'm not sure. Thank goodness. And welcome home. It's good to be home, Tadaima. We pull out. There's still a lot of weight waiting. A lot of things that need to be said. A lot that needs to be dealt with. I love pieces of framing like this because it puts these two, like this line and this line are the same line, right? Between the table and the table. And so Sylphie and Roxy are sitting in the same position, essentially, just down a page, down a chunk, which means that they're framed together, right? They're framed in opposition. It's looming. That's the way that I would put it. This conversation in the background is looming over this conversation. Even though we need to have this conversation about Paul first, there's still this one in the background looming as well. It's layers and layers of tension. Norn arrives, and we speak it. So this conversation obviously has to have everybody here, and does. And it hits as hard as possible. And of course it hits Norn the hardest of all. This is all we have. How? Impossible, but you're so strong. You're so powerful. It reminds me of something that I said at the beginning of the first episode, of that attitude toward self, of like, I'm the hero, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, and therefore nothing bad will ever happen. Means that if you have that kind of an attitude, or have that attitude toward the people around you when they fail, like normal people do, when you make mistakes like normal people do, when you don't meet the mark, that stops being like a normal thing that's normal and okay, and starts being a betrayal of character, a betrayal of self. Like, you're not yourself. How? Impossible. You were there. It should have been fine. It's your fault. But then she sees the damage. Okay, and we explain. That's right. This is it. And she has to settle it with, you did all you could. And then we have this. It's still so childish from Norn, but it's such a huge development from where she was. If you couldn't do it, no one could have, and she's able to put it away, to put it to the side. But it's brutal. So she's going to take up the sword. And in succeeding Paul in that form, she opens the door for Rudy to do it too. It's one of the most poignant things about the episode. To me. Don't use it without good reason. And he repeats the lines that Paul taught him. Lilia notices and realizes and hears it and sees it and begins to cry over it. But it's like maybe the most poignant thing in the episode. Despite everything that they've disagreed about, some of the biggest lessons that Paul taught Rudy are worthwhile enough that they've anchored in his mind in a way that he wants to pass them on. And can. It's powerful. It's familiar to me. All the things that I might disagree with my father about, he's still my father. And still, so much of who I am is built on frameworks and foundations that he's taught me. Phrases and words and bits and bobs of wisdom and teaching that are really at my core, that I can never lose. So Norn picks up the sword and it's too big for her to carry. And Zenitsu picks up the gloves, though it's unclear if she actually can feel. It seems like there's something there. So we bring up her living and have this breakthrough finally. It's not about discussing the chores. And in the same tone, in the same moment, we reveal that Norn sees Aisha better than a lot of us do. That they really are sisters. It's lovely. So, everyone leaves. We say our goodbyes. You shouldn't blame yourself either. This is so potent as well. Alina Lee steps in to take some of the blame. I was responsible as well. And Rudy says openly, I won't blame you or anyone else. That would be wrong of me. And Alina Lee catches it in the most powerful way. Then you better apply that grace to yourself, too. That hurts. That's not what he meant. But he's able to hear it. When we pan over here, Alina Lee looks at Roxy knowingly and then says this to her granddaughter. He loves you, and don't you forget it. So now we move toward the conversation, and there is one mistake that's made here. Norn and Aisha shouldn't be here for this. Right? Just straightforwardly. In no way, at all, ever should they be here for this. This isn't a conversation that they should have input in. It truly isn't. At all. That should be a second stage conversation that happens after the three-way conversation between Rudy, Roxy, and Sylphie, so that Sylphie can provide a united front toward Aisha and Norn, however that ends up shaking out. I think we all understand this. It makes perfect sense to do it that way, and the way that it's done here is a mistake, I would say. You can feel free to argue that if you think that it should be done this way, but I think it's a clear mistake, and all of the flaws result from it. However, it does make it very cool for dramatic tension and to make the whole scene hurt really bad and feel really difficult and hard. So, vibes. Damn, he does not let up. I love that we do this in the same room with the windows that we married Sylphie. Like where everything there happened. Because this is the room. It's like, this is the room with the walls, with the angles, with the windows. This is the place of possibilities. This is the place where those things happen. And this is our home. So she's already in here, and he invites her in, and now it's chaos. The bomb is dropped. But from this point, I think it's really potent. We get this moment of reaction, immediate response from Sylphie, and then we do not show Sylphie's face until she steps in to bring Roxy back. Because Norn goes off. Because Norn explodes. Huh? The fuck? The fuck are you doing? Rudy gives his reasonings. Oh, we do see her eyes here, and she recognizes that. Rudy goes and kneels, and then it's from there, Norn jumps in and makes the statement for her. Yelling, screaming, hurt, angry on someone else's behalf. Physical, dismissive a little bit, and framing it in the worst possible way. It was so easy that you just had a new woman. Rudy takes it all upon himself. It's my fault, and Roxy was helping me. Tries to connect with Norn about being lost and stuck in a room, and how important it was that Roxy helped him. And it is, and it was. In the same way that Sylphie did. Yeah? In the same way that Eris did. And in the same way that Eris caused. Yeah. I do know, and I'm grateful for you. But it doesn't compute. But it's irrelevant. It's religion. And it's her own imposition. And then she sort of drops Rudy and starts to go in on Roxy in a cruel and fucked up way. Don't you think you're acting shameless? Who are you to judge, Norn? Over the line, indeed. But anger is anger. Fine. Why didn't you stick to your choice? And so Roxy moves away. What now? What should I do? Maybe you should recognize that this isn't your burden to bear alone. Maybe you should remember that you married Sylphie for reasons. Maybe recognize and turn to your wife. Because getting on your knees and bowing before her tells her that you're serious. But looking up at her face tells her that you care what she thinks. And that you're not just stuck on this on your own, worrying about how you did and how you'll fix it. Because it's not yours to fix. Not on your own. It's yours together. It's not your relationship to ruin. How about that as a phrase? It's not your relationship to ruin. It's your relationship together. So you can't just ruin it on your own. You gotta wait for the other response, for the other shoe to drop. And it does. Wait. She speaks over. And there's a hardness to Sylphie that wasn't there before, a certainty. And it feels like it's hardness toward Roxy, but it isn't. And similarly, some indignation and pain from Roxy that we haven't seen. Why are you stopping her? She hits it right on the money. Hey, Norn, I know that you're trying to help, but the truth is you're not. Let me handle this. And she does. With softness and with grace, with love and compassion, and the ability to see another person as a person, not as an enemy, not as a homewrecker or a monster, but a person who she knows that Rudy cares about, and who she knows cares about Rudy. And with that comes this trust in Rudy, that he wouldn't do something like this flippantly or stupidly or to hurt her. With it comes a knowledge and an awareness and a grace that we are people, and we do people things. But then, more than anything, there's a word that I only learned relatively recently, and it's a word called compersion. And it's the definitional opposite of jealousy or envy in a relationship sense. Jealousy is the feeling that you feel when the person that you care about is giving affection and attention to somebody else. Compersion is the feeling that you feel when you know that somebody else is being showered with the love and affection that your partner or the person that you care about can give them. And you feel glad that that other person gets to experience it too. And you feel glad for your partner that they get to experience the love and affection from that other person as well. What Sylphie feels is the opposite of jealousy. It's not like, ha, Roxy's stealing my man. Roxy's ruining my relationship. Roxy's going to harm my dynamic that's been established. I'm not going to get enough of him. There's only so much of Rudy to go around, and it's going to be, I want it all for myself. And instead what it is like, damn, this Roxy person could really benefit from having some Rudy dick. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. Maybe she will too. How cool that would be for her. And hey, you know, there are times when I can't fulfill all of Rudy's needs in particular ways, so it'd be really cool if somebody else could take some of that burden off of me. And maybe it would actually be good if we had a set of relationships where we respect each other and are pleased that the other people are pleased. And it's like, wow, cool. That's so great for you that you're having a good time and enjoying this and having good relationships and friendships that are deeper than the normal with other people. It doesn't, edge in on my territory or prevent me from being loved as much or prevent me from loving you as much. All it does is mean that you're being loved more and getting to share more of your love with the world. Now, I think that there are some, that compersion is like an ideal, and it's one that is very rarely executed to that degree of awesomeness in reality. We're complicated creatures, and we do have jealousy, and we do have envy in us, and we do have, ownership feelings and control over partners and things like that. We're humans. We're people, yeah? But I think it is something that exists and can exist and can be fostered and is worth believing in. It's an ideal worth supporting, I think. And so getting to see it expressed so poignantly and so effectively here in a fictional world, I think is so cool. And it's so, like, maybe useful for me moving forward as I try to evaluate relationships in my own experience in my own life. I don't know if I'll ever come across situations like this, but I feel a lot less scared of them, having watched them in a fantasy show. It's one of the crazy things about Rifujin's writing. There are a lot of things in Mushoku Tensei that are things that are directly related to my experience that I've already experienced, that I'm like, damn, that makes me think about my own reality in a different way. But there are also so many things where I know that I will experience that at some point, and I can only be grateful that Rifujin wrote it so that I would have this as a touchstone when I do have to overcome it in my real life. Pivotally, in these episodes, two big things. This interaction of dealing with a poly relationship and multiple wives, I don't know if that'll ever be me. But I do have monsters to fight. I do have a mother to go and reconnect with. I do have a father to re-see. And to maybe get some closure around. And one day I will have to deal with those people dying. One day I will look at my father's dead face. And my mother's too. One day I may have to tell my own family that they're gone. One day I may have to grapple with taking up my own mantle of responsibility. Of seeing myself as my father's son, of identifying that way, and of moving forward, of grappling with loves that don't quite make sense, and fears and people and death and loss. From the beginning, Mushoku has been like that, grappling with failures and regrets, with power and capacity, friends and loves and friendships, making a way in the world, making a name, and now navigating the complexities of family and life and death itself. Mushoku has been so useful, so powerful, so human. So we welcome Roxy and things begin to repeat. A cycle continues. Rudy finds himself in Paul's shoes. A little family. And they love each other. And time passes. And just a couple episodes after we watched our forefather, our patriarch, leave this world, a new life is brought into it. Back to the place that we started ourselves. Rudy in Paul's arms. Rudy in Zenisu's arms. Now it's his own child, Rusi. Fucking so cute. Now he has his own opportunity to shape the life of a tiny person. To do better and worse and differently. And he's going to learn that so much of the struggle that Paul experienced is unavoidable. That he'll have to go through so much of it too. But he'll have Paul in his memory. Both as somebody to emulate and somebody to avoid tendencies of. That's the cycle, isn't it? That's existence. That's life. We mourn at the graves of our fathers. We hold our children. We pass down the lessons that we've learned. And we learn new lessons as we go through our lives and hope that we can pass those down too. We hope that we can leave our children with a statement like, "You really are a son who's worthy." We hope that we can leave them with the tools that they need to survive and succeed. But all we can do is do our best to live with as few regrets as we have, as we can, to move forward. To become who we are, to see ourselves as what we can be. A parent with a kid of my own, with a need to grow up fast, to change little by little, worrying the whole time. And so, I'll go on living in this world seriously, so anytime I can die without regrets. Here we are on this planet, or that one. It's all we've got. All we've got is who we are and what we do, how we act and how we behave. It's a strange thing to think of Paul torn apart, bleeding in pain and agony, and to think of that as a good death. But there's a moment there when he's laying, he smiles. He sees Rudy, he sees his son, and he knows that someone will succeed him. He knows that something will be carried on. And so despite everything, despite all the flaws and failures and mistakes that Paul made, telling his son that no matter what, he's got to save his mother, telling his son that he is a son he recognizes, Paul is able to die without regrets, despite everything. That's something to admire, and something Rudy doesn't take lightly. So as we move forward, Rudy is very much the person that his father was at the beginning of our story. And our story has only just begun. Now our boy has a family to protect, and it's growing day by day. What in this world still beckons to us? What more is there for us to explore, experience, fight, and find out? Plenty and then some. Plenty and then some, and the stakes have only gotten higher. So, for now, until they release Season 3, I will say thank you so much for joining me for Mushoku Tensei, Season 1, this season here. Every bit of it. It's quite a ride. It's quite a beautiful show, and one that speaks very deeply to me and to a lot of you. So I'm kind of endlessly grateful to be able to experience it here and to share it with you. Thanks for coming along the ride with me. Much love. I'll see you next time for something different, and next time when they drop more Mushoku. For now, go on living in this world seriously, without regrets. And I'll do the same. See you in another video. Much love. Peace.